As we see, the numbers begin to rise.
Uh-huh.
What did I tell you?
Oh,
Well,
Pretty
no
quick,
shit, you're
too.
king.
Yep, just give it a moment to let people get in here, and then
Yeah,
then the
great.
floor is
Welcome,
yours,
welcome,
Moz.
everyone.
hello, denizens.
The
I am your owner.
The peasantry under Visk.
Hello, hello.
Alright, I think the flow of people joining in has slowed, so at this point, the floor is yours, Moz.
Awesome. So, in terms of asking questions, anyone is welcome to come up on stage and ask questions. As I think Lux or Sedona said, if you are part of the executive committee and above, you're welcome to step on stage at any point in time to help answer questions that the general community might have. But in terms of being a general member or just anyone asking a question, we do ask that you try to keep the question kind of short. And for the people answering those questions, we do kind of ask that you try to stick to no longer than maybe I would say about 3 to 4 minutes at most, because we do want to try to keep the ball rolling here. I'm willing to bet there's probably going to be a lot of questions here that people will want to ask. And with that said as well, we do ask that you try not to ask the same question over and over again. I know it's going to happen maybe once or twice. It's not going to be intentional. We will understand if it's an accident. And something
And some
else.
people might join later and not realize it was asked, so it's acceptable. We'll just tell you that
Yeah,
it was answered.
yeah, we're
And
not
if you
going to
say
kill
anything
you over it.
inappropriate, if you say anything inappropriate, you're just gonna get banned. So don't do it.
Yeah, there we go. That was the next thing I was about to say. So thank you, Mel. Or I'm sorry, COO. And let's see. There's one more thing I had to say. Let's see. Okay,
No
yeah.
super personal questions either.
There we go. That's one
Like
thing as well.
like where were you born or where do you live? Nothing like that either.
Right, and anyone answering those questions, they do have the ability to tell you to, or they do have the ability to say that they don't want to answer those questions, or they don't feel comfortable answering those questions. So just keep that in mind. If it's a question that you don't think that shouldn't be asked, it's probably best to not ask it. But we're not trying to downplay that in this scenario. Anyone's welcome to come up here, ask questions. And just to let you guys know, because it was about 14 people in the audience when I first mentioned this, this is a recorded event in case someone that wanted to be here, they aren't here, obviously. So this is a way for them to look back at the event, see what they missed, see if you can catch up. So just keep that in mind. Pretty much it's no big deal. And if we're really kind of patient with people asking questions, because we do want to hear what you guys have to ask. So with that said, I'm actually about to go ahead and start asking some questions that I was sent in my DMs not too long ago. Primary one was from Pixely, and this is directed to like CEO, COO, CDO, or any executive committee that's in the audience that wants to help answer this. But and this is a two-part question. I'm sorry. But what are some of the inspiring things that make you want to make this game? And how do you feel about the game right now?
Money.
Yeah, it's part of it. Unironically, I'd say that the poor quality of other games makes our game, like, makes me want to make the game better. Um, yeah, so, not to be rude, I mean, a lot of games in the SCP genre don't really reflect the actual sort of content of SCP.
The
Um,
developers half-ass everything typically.
yeah, or they have these gameplay loops which are not enjoyable, or they just have a fundamental lack of understanding about what players want to do.
A lot of ego flexing and upper rank staff also typically tend to abuse a lot.
Yeah.
And they overextend their authority.
So I guess the motivation would be just saying, hey, look at what they're doing. We could make something better, or we could do something that's enjoyable in general. So yeah.
Okay, that actually makes a lot of sense. Because comparing the quality of SSRP to other games I've played in the SCP genre, I will say that y'all guys have put a lot of attention and work into this, and I will congratulate y'all because recently I do believe we hit around 2,000 to 3,000 players, which is a huge milestone. So while I'm on stage, I do want to congratulate you guys because we wouldn't be here without y'all. Let's be honest.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next question, which was asked by the Grim Reaper, or Killer Warple, that's the Roblox user. They asked, is there going to be a first-person gun mechanic added into the game?
Not at the moment. It was frozen. We don't have plans right now due to the difficulty, and there's really no point. Third person works fine. First person is just an unnecessary time and money investment that doesn't need to happen because there's so many better things we could be working on, like new SCPs, rather than adding in a mechanic for something that already exists, you know? Like, there's just so many better things we could be doing with our time.
So, yeah, we could eventually add it, but
There's
probably,
no plan at the moment.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I
Maybe,
got you. Maybe,
but
okay.
very low chance. Like a 5% maybe.
Okay, I got you, I understand. Alright, so next question we have is from, this is Tress. Let's see, they asked how long did it take to finish SCP site roleplay, and I'm assuming what they mean by that, I'm assuming they mean, like, how long did it take for y'all to get it into, like, the public release, so that way everyone can play it?
I
Well,
think
we had started our serious roleplay around February. I think it was like June-ish. We started the first iteration of the group, and that had taken, I don't know, like 6 months, 7 months to get ready.
half a year about.
And then there was a remarkable failure, so we were like tired of this, serious SCP loop of having like 10 people on and nobody give a shit, There's no money to be made either, so there's no incentive to keep going. And so we were like, yeah, no. And then we decided to convert it to a public roleplay game. And that took about the entirety of summer, and we released about near the end of summer, early September, late August-ish. So it took us about 2 months to get it converted into a public roleplay game.
Yeah, and that was mostly programming work.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
mainly all admin.
Yeah, the build stuff was done.
It was done.
Yeah, way before.
Yeah, like the site had already been ready. Like it was already playable. It was just we had to convert it into, a different type of game.
Yeah, what it is now, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, that's actually pretty awesome, and I'm glad y'all were able to kind of recover from that quote-unquote failure that you guys had with the serious roleplay. So,
Yeah.
I will... Crap, I had a brain freeze, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna go ahead and move on to the next question, which is, well, actually two parts to this question I just asked. They want to know how long were you guys a fan for the SCP universe?
Well,
I first experienced SCP when I watched PewDiePie play Containment Breach all, like 7, 8, 9 years ago. And I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm like a super fan of SCP. It's not like I spend my time like researching SCPs and all that, like I'm interested in SCP, but it's not something I'm like actively like, ooh, like hyped about or anything.
I'd say I also have a similar sort of fading interest, where like you would used to read the actual articles and such, and keep up to date with the new series and whatnot. I think I was introduced to it by one of the co-founders of the old group, who sent me a video by the Batesy, if you know who that is. SCP Containment Breach like gameplay video, and that's kind of my introduction to the whole thing.
Containment Breach is pretty much everybody's introduction if they're an older person.
Yeah, so that was around 2014, 2015.
Became introduced to this group actually quite recently. I found out about SCP thanks to this group mainly. My friends were playing it, and so I joined them. And after some time, I noticed that there were applications opened for contributors, and I decided to join in because I was like, why not? And Mosted accepted my request, or how do you call it? And yeah, from there I was working on various SCPs and doing stuff. And then I got promoted, and from developer post I got all the way here, and that's here I am. And now I'm interested into SCP, and I find it quite amusing and funny.
Oh, well, hey, that's actually pretty awesome. I would agree that Containment Breach, it does seem like that's where everyone's entry point is into the SCP genre.
I'm gonna add on to that real quick too, just a
Yeah,
second.
go right
but
on ahead.
The reason why SCP is so popular on Roblox and in general is because it's all free use, which means there's nobody like telling you what you can and cannot do with the content. So that's why you see all this, fan-made games and movies and like stuff you see on YouTube and all that, and all this is because SCP is completely open sourced and free, which means we can take any idea we want and then implement it into our game, which just makes it a lot more accessible. Like you're not like seeing Mario games on Roblox, and that's for a reason, because Mario is a copyrighted character, and any games that feature Mario or any other copyrighted characters get DMCA'd, and then they get deleted.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you see that with like the Naruto games and stuff. They've had to relabel a lot of stuff because they get striked for being too big.
Some kid in general fucking pretending like he bought 05. Now saying it's not in his inventory. I hate it when people do that, man. Game passes don't disappear when you buy them. It's never happened. And it won't happen because it's not possible.
We can
I
check
don't know
your
why
ownership.
so many people have tried to like scam and say, "Oh, I bought it. No, you didn't. You didn't buy shit.
Yeah, there's logs for them to be able to check that. The fib always falls through, and then you end up getting banned from the community. So
It's pointless.
don't try it.
Yeah, that's just for anybody here listening. Don't do that, please, because it just pisses me off. And you're gonna get banned, so don't do that.
Yeah, that's
Not
pretty much
worth it.
everyone's PSA.
Yes.
But yeah, some mod deal with that kid though.
Okay, we'll have someone deal with that. Just a quick announcement for everyone in the audience. You can request to speak. So if you wanted to come up and ask a question directed towards one of the executives or just in general, everyone, request that. If you do not have a mic, you can post a no mic chat. Please, please do not ping any of the executives. We've had some people do that already. Do not do that. If
Ping
you
one of
don't
us
want
up
your
here.
question, if you don't want your question to get lost, please ping myself or Fourth, and we'll make sure that we run through those. But yeah, go ahead. Fourth, back to you. It looks like we do already have some requests coming in, but I know you still have a list of questions.
Yeah, I do still have a list of questions. This one was actually sent it from GameSquick, which they are in the audience right now. If they want to come up here and speak their question, that's perfectly fine with me. But if not, that's fine. We understand.
Wait until we get through the pre-planned questions first.
Yeah, then we'll start accepting people into the stage. So from GamesQuick, they asked what's the SCP that's in transit from where 076 used to be at in Connex?
There's
Is there
no
any?
SCP there right now.
Yeah, to be determined.
Okay, so y'all don't kind of have like any.
I want to move 017 there, but that's just my personal opinion.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
so
might
there's really
move an
no-
SCP there. Yeah.
Because 017 is gonna need more space when he's overhauled, and he's a Keter SCP, so he should be in Connex anyways.
So y'all pretty much don't have like any plans to put any SCP right there other than like 017 for now, right?
Yeah, if we do another one, it'll be sort of one of those low-level threatening ones, probably similar to 457 and 049.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, that's cool. So another question we have is what the exterior update. What's the progress on that? Seriously though, because is there anything that we should look out for when it's released?
Like, don't want to reveal too much, so.
So wait, do you want a timeline?
I mean, timeline works just like what's kind of going on with it. When should we look out for it to be released? What should we look out like? Is there going to be any Easter eggs in this?
Well,
Anything
What
that's
can you tell us? What can you tell us?
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
what
there
everyone
we
wants to know.
go. There we go. What can you tell us?
We've
All right.
talked. I mean, I've talked about it multiple times already, but I mean, we're just
Yeah.
doing finishing touches and figuring out how it's all going to work in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, we have to rework some stuff that is gonna take probably a bit of time.
Because the way we set it up, we weren't really thinking about the gameplay loop when we were kind of making it. And we realized it's gonna probably make the game worse if we released it in its current state. So we have to go in and make some gameplay changes for it so that it's not obtrusive.
yeah, like making people like super far away from each other in the map. So like the current travel time it's probably fine to say this. It takes like 8 minutes to go there and back, which is insane. Because if you run back and forth like multiple times,
I mean, if you
you
have a
spend
car,
half an
it's
hour
quick, but
running. Yeah, so we're reworking it to make it like more close, I guess. Like it doesn't take so much time to do things there. And there will be Easter eggs and other things you can explore or look out for.
So,
We want to make
sorry,
we
you
want
go,
to
Banan.
we want to make sure you enjoy the updates, so we need to put in some extra work to make it great.
Yeah. Plus
yeah,
the other stuff coming before it receives priority.
So primary thing is just making sure y'all don't break the current gameplay loop and make sure people are still in a close enough environment where RP continues to happen.
Yeah.
yeah, we don't want to suffer from like Site 76 disease, where literally you don't meet other people because the site is so big and just complicated, and that's why we have such a simple layout. Like even a 3-year-old could memorize the layout of our site, and that helped. That's part of the reason why we're so successful is because you can literally start playing and have pretty much the whole map nailed down in like a couple hours. In other games, you can't really say that for a lot of them because a lot of them are extremely large and unnecessarily complicated to navigate, and they don't do so well, as you can see. Their
Yeah.
low player numbers.
Well,
Hmm.
speaking of future updates, we have a lot of questions coming in about medical. Would you guys be able to talk a little bit about that?
We haven't even like really like conceptualized how medical is gonna work yet.
There's a
All
bit
we
of
know is
a
they're gonna be healing people.
yeah, we have a bit of a trend of, putting it off until we have to release it next week. So, we have ideas, but like he says, nothing to that we can like say with certainty that's going to exist. I mean, like SCP-500 and such, those will probably be there. Like I can say pretty certainly we'll have something for that, but beyond that, probably gonna have to wait and see.
Yeah, because there's just so many design choices that need to be made, and we can't really tell you anything because we don't know.
All right. Yeah.
We
That
all we
makes
know is
sense.
that it's gonna not be like a complicated medical system, but it's not gonna just be basic, like just touching someone and healing them either. We're gonna
So,
try and find a nice balance between complication and simplicity.
so the current medkit system will potentially see overhauled and potentially have those teams with something different.
My kids could be wiped entirely. I don't know.
Yeah,
All
we'll
right.
replace it probably.
And if they do
Well,
get something, it might be some sort of like one-time heal item because medical, if you're adding in a team, it needs to be important to the gameplay loop.
Hmm.
Otherwise, there's no
Yeah,
point in adding it. It's
probably
just
no
fluff.
more medkits for O5 or whatnot.
Yeah. So medical will have to, you know, take prime like 95 to 99% of the medical duties will have to be handled by them to keep them relevant.
Okay. That I get it. All right. So, this is actually a question of myself that I had thought of before coming on stage, but, is there going to be any new weapons coming out for combative units or any new weapons that'll be coming out for the Game Pass store that we should
Yeah,
look out
well,
for soon?
when we got that armory update planned, and we'll add in some couple new weapons.
Yeah, and not really coming new, but you might have noticed the M4 is no doesn't exist anymore. So that'll be coming back. So you kind of can count that as maybe a new weapon, but yeah. So the stolen M4 and all that will be coming back because we had to replace it since we couldn't get in the new version in time for the copyright replacement stuff.
Yeah, the model's being animated right now. It was always done. It had just it had never been sent to me for some reason, and it kind of got left out. So we've been using the old import model this whole time.
Okay. Alright, well, another question I have is, will Chaos Insurgency or Class D members, will they ever get any additional tools or resources that they can use to create additional chaos?
Yeah, probably.
I mean, the tool I had in mind was some sort of uncuffing tool for chaos, but
Yeah, I mean, they'll get stuff as we add updates for sure.
yeah, the
But
items they get will likely be focused around whatever update is coming out.
yeah,
So we're not just gonna randomly give them new items. The items they get will have to have some sort of
yeah,
importance. But
no,
let's
but
say I'm just gonna use this as an example. Don't take this as anything literary, but let's say we added some sort of like C4 breaching door explosion update, right? Of course, then Chaos would get some sort of breaching explosive, and then that would be, like something part of a grander whole. Like we're not just gonna give them like a compass,
or baton or
or
something.
yeah, or just something stupid and unnecessary. Anything we give them will have some sort of purpose. But I mean, Class D, I mean, they don't really need anything else, honestly. I mean, they're fine with what they have.
Yeah, we were gonna think about adding like the punch as like a permanent sort of tool. The eat curling in the ring, right?
Pardon, repeat that? You kind of cut out a bit.
I'm pretty sure we can add the punch tool.
Oh yeah, yeah, maybe not even a tool. We could even just make it a button or something. But
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, no, we'll add some sort of way for not chaos, Class D to like attack guards a bit more without guns.
Golden shank for kingpins.
Yeah, actually.
Oh no.
I'm in game right now, and I'm watching an O5 telling an MPF that he can't be here, and he's now detaining him out of the CDC.
Yeah, so you're gonna hear
What do
Mel
you think
talk
you
about
are?
some in-game stuff, and this is the day-to-day that we deal with. So enjoy that.
Wait, he isn't even on the
Mm-hmm.
leaderboard. What the hell?
Oh. Uh-oh.
What is the next update that our players can expect? What is being worked on right now, and what can they look
Um,
forward to?
well, we have the MD thing, but that will probably be a bit delayed. I have also another thing going on for scientific. I don't know if that'll be here in time for MD or after. I kind of don't want to spoil it because it's just a cool little gimmick. But it's making pretty good progress, and we'll add a certain layer of gameplay elements and like things to do for scientific and class D.
All right, that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, multiple ways to torture Class D personnel.
Yeah, pretty
Oh.
much. It's like a Innovation Inc. kind of thing.
So
Yeah, well, you put a
oh, that
Class
actually.
D in a machine, and then they get like, whatever.
Shrunk. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we had plans that a couple cool like machines you can just use to mess with Class Ds a bit.
Hmm.
And this is why
So,
we don't have an ethics department.
Yeah.
the high energy particle,
No ethics at SSRP.
the
0.
high energy particle labs, you're gonna be able to do some really
Oh, right. Yeah.
intense shit to CDC with that thing in there.
All right.
Alright, so with the introductory questions out of the way, I do have a few questions in my private messages that I will go ahead and ask now, then we can move on to questions from the audience. So let's go ahead and get these out the way real quick. So from PSI, he asks, what will be in the customization update?
Customization update is honestly probably not even gonna happen now because of the new morphs. Now that the new morphs have been kind of set up and they look great, honestly, I don't even see the reason anymore. The old morph thing update was more so that people could mix and match because of I guess, the lower quality of the equipment that we had at the time. But now that we have all this new shit, I honestly don't even see a point in being able to switch out your helmet and stuff because every rank has like a different outfit now. So
Would it be possible for like certain teams to be able to like change it to certain like older uniforms? So like SCD would be able to like change into different lab coats and stuff, or even having O5s or SIDs able to change into different
Busy.
suits.
I mean, probably.
Windows open.
Yeah, I think the question is if if somebody levels up, would they be able to revert back to one of the lower level morphs?
Or I meant like, yeah, I mean, because some of the
I mean, it would
older
kind of
art,
be weird seeing an ROT overseer wearing like
yeah,
a lieutenant morph. I don't.
yeah. I mainly meant it in terms of like SCD, because some people might want to change it to like one of the like more junior appearances, for RP purposes.
Maybe. Honestly, I think weapon customization is probably a bit more important right now.
All right.
That would probably come first, honestly.
Alright, yeah, fair enough. So, next question, this one's from Krax. He asks, are the models for the SCPs your own, or are they ones that have been already made?
All
Uh,
custom.
yeah, there are. Everything in the game is now
Everything
ours.
except everything except 939, but he's not. Is he even in game right now? I don't know.
No.
He's
So
deleted.
yeah, we turn him into dust.
Yeah. Yeah, so 939 was the only thing we really had left that was like an SCP model that wasn't ours.
Yeah, and the new one's coming sometime soon.
We're
Yeah.
working on it.
Yeah.
Everything other than that is completely custom. We take pride in pretty much everything being handmade. I mean, there's some things that aren't handmade, like the morphs, for example, but there's honestly no point in stuff like that because if you make a custom vest, all vests look the same. It's not like there's, some unique thing you do with vests. Like all combat vests look the same. So if you just remake them, that's just a lot of extra time and money. Like there's no point in
Yeah.
spending. So some
And
things you can take the liberty of using for free. But I mean, other than that, I mean, the morph equipment is really it, honestly, as far as I know.
You guys mentioned 939. Will there be any changes to how he interacts with people? Is there anything else you can tell us about that update? We are getting a lot of questions about people missing 939.
He'll probably just follow people around like he does. He'll just
Mhm.
act like he does now, just with better AI.
yep.
We are thinking of making him follow people who shoot him, just so it's not that
Mm,
easy to terminate him.
that's exciting. Okay.
And I'm gonna kind of cut in here and ask my own question again. How much health does 939 have in terms of gameplay?
He has 2,500 health right now.
Hmm.
And
Gotcha,
how much
okay.
health does 076 have when he comes out of his
Um,
shell?
076's health gets increased usually by me with a command because he spawns in with he spawns in with old health that he had before we made the gun system changes. And I've just been lazy to update his HP, so. But usually it's like 5,000 or 5,500 depending on my mood and how quickly I want to die.
Okay, gotcha.
When released, he'll probably have like 4,500 health or something like that, 4,000 health. I don't know.
Somewhere around those lines.
No, but Banana will be redoing all that because Shadow is just a lazy piece of shit. So, and he won't finish. So,
Slander.
Okay then. Wow.
Lander.
Alright. Yeah, yeah,
well,
Slander,
I
what
didn't
the
slander
world?
him. I know him IRL. He is a piece of shit.
Oh.
All right.
Well then, let's see. So I do again have some more questions in my private messages. This one is from Meister Marek. I'm sorry if I kind of mess up your name a bit. But they asked if 096 will ever breach outside of the Foundation, or if he will ever break out of the Foundation if he breaches.
Which one?
096.
No.
Yeah.
So you
So
won't.
you.
Unless 096 can magically figure out how to use the tram car.
Yeah. So everything probably is going to remain contained to the.
We don't want SCPs leaving the site. That
Yeah.
causes issues.
Yep.
So yeah,
Gotcha.
no. Only personnel are going to be able to leave.
All
All
right,
right.
gotcha. Oh, so you have. Let's see. Give me 1 second here.
I think we should probably shift gears a little bit and start letting some people come on stage to ask, because we
Actually,
have
yeah.
a lot of. Again, we've been answering a lot of stuff from the DMs. I think it's fair to start letting some of the people who've been waiting patiently come on and speak.
Okay, yeah, and I do
Yeah.
apologize for that. Thank you for actually shifting gears away from me asking questions. So I'm going to go ahead and start adding people on stage. Again, we do ask that you kind of keep the question short, simple, be respectful. Don't ask anything inappropriate or too personal, like where they live at. They
If it's
will
inappropriate,
ban you
you'll be banned. Yeah.
straight off the bat. You'll be banned. So don't try anything stupid, please.
Yeah.
Okay.
No favorite colors, none of that.
Yeah, no basic questions either.
Just stuff of substance. Then, if your
Yeah.
stuff is super simple, personal,
Yeah.
inappropriate, just do not request to speak at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay, so from the top of the list, we have IMBU7. I'm going to go ahead and let them step on stage if they actually accept the request. So let's give them a moment to accept the request.
Welcome,
there.
Bo.
Welcome. Hello there.
Hi. So, I have a question that I've been meaning to ask. Did you guys decrease the gun damage? As for some reason, it's been taking more.
With what gun?
Yeah.
The LMG.
Yeah.
It
So
was nerfed very slightly, but
yeah,
barely.
it was nerfed and the recoil was higher. So you're probably hitting things less and it's doing less damage. So
It's only doing a point less damage than it did before, so it actually has no effect on how quick. It's still gonna take the same amount of shots to kill someone as it did before.
yeah. Well,
Okay.
So yeah, it was nerfed, but not even enough to even notice. It was nerfed barely. It's
Cool.
just the recoil. You just have to make sure you're hitting your shots.
yeah, it's kind of harder to fight in like further ranges, but
I
you know,
think the reason why people are feeling that too is just because you didn't play the game for so long that it just feels like it's different. Because most people
yeah.
are just so used to just getting up on someone, being able to land every single shot and mow them down.
Mm-hmm.
But the LMG is more. I'm just gonna say this as a side note. It's just more of a suppressive weapon. Use it to like make people not want to approach you, basically.
Good for larger groups of people.
Yep.
The main advantage you get with the LMG isn't the damage or any of that. It's the mag size. That because you can shoot a lot longer. You have the chance to kill a lot more people than someone without it does. So
Yeah. Also, the time to kill before this was like super quick. I mean, just with like easy calculations, if you hit a bunch of bullets at the same time, you could kill someone in like a couple seconds or less. So,
you can do that with any gun though.
well, yeah. But LMG had a high fire rate, high damage rate, or medium sort of damage rate.
Great. Well, thanks, Bo, for your question. While we're on the topic of guns, we have a lot of questions coming in our mic chat and DMs. Do you all have a favorite gun, and what is the best gun in SSRP?
The MP5 is the best gun.
Yeah,
Overall.
Yeah.
it is like no recoil almost.
The MP5 has the same stats as the HK and the M4, but with less recoil. So it's just a better HK. That's literally what it is.
I just like the Glock because it's cool. I mean, I just remember I have fond memories of using the Glock when the game was older. So I don't know. I just like the Glock, and it's cheap
The
too.
the old Glock was goated. You could
Yeah,
just go on a major kill streak, especially if you had a backup gun with you when
yeah.
the reload was that long.
You have 3 of them. Yeah, and it was like 50 Robux, so super cheap.
Great. We could probably go ahead and invite forth up the next person.
Alright, so the next person in line to speak is the virtual one. So they have been sent an invitation. Now we just wait a few moments.
The milkman.
Yep. Hello.
Welcome. Hi.
Well,
Hello.
Thank you. So I actually have 2 questions. So first of all, since you guys were talking about prioritizing mostly the gun customization, would you be able to unlock like maybe certain attachments and certain things by either leveling up or having just something else in general? And another thing is, I guess like, would CI spawn outside for when the exterior update comes out, or would they still spawn in the sewers? That's about it.
I think Mel could do the first part. I can do the second.
Yeah, I can answer the first part. We have an economy update planned, and when the armory and stuff drops, economy update will drop at the same time, and then you'll just use in-game currency to buy all your shit.
All right.
Yeah, which would probably
Foundation
be
personnel will get a salary, so depending on your rank and your team, you'll get more or less money.
and then rank ups to give you.
Yeah, rank ups will give you a small boost as well in cash, and then Class D, they'll have to work for their money. So the mines will be expanded, and then Class D will be able to go in and mine rocks, or clean up poop and shit off the floor. And we might incorporate a way for them to get paid for doing tests, but we'd have to kind of see how that would all work first before that is decided on.
Pretty cool.
All right, and then for the second part, so like I said earlier, if you were here or not, we have to rework our sort of plan for the exterior in general. So as it is now, if we were to release now, the exterior would have Chaos Insurgency spawning like way out from the site. They'd have to walk, like I said before, like 10 minutes there and back to get to the site. They'd have vehicles and stuff, but it would be still probably too long. So right now I'm thinking about either keeping them in the general vicinity of the site, either in the sewers or like a new vent expansion of some kind. Um, if they're in the exterior though, it'll be somewhere where they can easily get to like the vents or sewers. So kind of just the same area, you could say. The same. It would take a similar time to get from the chaos spawn to the site.
All right. Also, shout out to all these amazing developers. These guys are actual chads for going through the DMCA stuff.
Yeah.
Actual chads.
I mean, we didn't have much of a choice or we lose our jobs, so.
Yeah.
But it was handled, handled very
It
well.
was handled in
we-
a good way because we just
we-
came back with 3K members playing. So
Yeah. We got rid of the mop bucket. So
Update these
I mean,
guys
it forced
work
us to
on,
make
it's
it
always
forced us to
amazing.
make changes that we had been wanting to make for a while, and which
Yeah.
helped with the quality and reception of our game.
yeah.
Which is good, you know? Hope you guys do well.
Thank you,
Hey, thanks
sir.
so much,
you.
Michelin. Appreciate that. Um, next we have one of our veteran members here, Max Starr. Max, will bring you up to stage.
All right, hello everybody. I have
Howdy.
3 questions for you and just one statement I want to say at the end. All right, are there going to be any more expansions to the site other than the exterior update?
Lower Connex will probably get some sort of expansion, but we need more
Well,
room.
yeah. Also, Lower Con 2, which would not be the same as like you take a lift to get to Lower Con 2. It'd probably just be like, a de-elevated area. We were going to add this quite a while ago, but we did not have the sort of capability to produce SCPs
Mhm.
like, to actually put in there. But yeah, we'll probably add a lower con 2 with more sort of filler minor SCPs that you can still test on, and do things with, but not to like the same extent of the Conic stuff.
Right.
There's the administrative sector too, which we are
Right,
working
yeah.
on.
All right. All right. Second question. Did you guys expect this game to blow up as much as it did?
No.
No.
I mean, I kind of did.
That's
Yeah,
all
so it's not like
Hey, if you thought you were gonna get 3,000 players in relaunch, you're smoking some crack.
yeah. Actually, I kind of did. So here's my process actually.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not being arrogant too. It's like my sort of logical steps were that upon releasing this game, we were like doubling our players, like weekly, then monthly, then what have you. Or wait, sorry, monthly, then weekly, then it just got exponentially larger. And just
Without
from that, I
actually.
could tell that the game itself was being received not only like good because the ratings were climbing. We used to have like a 68% rating. It's at 86 now. And that's unprecedented when you have thousands of people on either side voting up or voting down. Um, so I could just tell that it was going somewhere. I'm sure without the DMCA, would probably be still stabilizing around 1,000, player count.
True.
I would say though that the 3,000 is quite a lot. Um, but still, I mean, it was not close to my mind. I wouldn't reject it as being out of the realm of possibility.
Well,
And in regards to the game coming back, I thought that it would probably be fine, even if we opened a new place, because the sort of electricity that was generated through this whole ordeal and the whole sort of community, reaching out to the community and broadening our sort of connections with other groups and such, I thought it would actually benefit us either way. Because I mean, yeah, it sucks the game was gone, but it was going to be back in any
Oh, I
case.
knew our player counts were gonna go up. I don't think any of us didn't think that was gonna happen, but
Yeah, I mean, I
nobody
don't know
was
if I
expecting
expected
them to get as
3,000.
high as they did.
Yeah, I
And
would
it
expect
also
2,000, but not 3,000.
and
Yeah,
it
It's like
also
crack.
drew more attention to this game too.
Yeah, the retention rates also are really great.
All
So,
right, third question. Are there going to be any more in-game events like paid riots or warhead detonations? Because it kind of, it's kind of a big thing that happens in game. Is there going to be
SC
anything like that?
playable SCPs are gonna be turning into that.
hmm
They're gonna be used as kind of the original plan was to have a game pass you would buy and then you just have access all the time. But that is going to cause issues because if you have, a couple thousand people who own the SCP Game Pass, right? You can't have SCP-076 running around all the time, otherwise you can't play the game. But
True.
people are also going to be fighting for the spot to play as 076 when the cooldown is up, and only one person is going to be able to do that. So anybody, if there are multiple people in the server who own the Game Pass, they're going to get mad that they can't play.
Oh goodness.
And that's going to cause issues, a lot of issues. So the plan is to turn all the SCPs into one-time life options, so you'd buy them similar to how you would buy a Riot package. So you'd buy your SCP-076 package, for like, I don't know, there's no price yet, but let's say like 200, 250 Robux, and you'd buy that, and then you'd have it in your inventory when you want to use it.
Sounds interesting. All right.
Also,
Okay.
sorry. Also, for the in-game events, I'm vouching for scripted stuff to be seen eventually. Again, I've gotten some
We
word on that.
we do have one more, which is the reality anchor collapse event that we've been thinking of.
Ooh.
yeah.
Ooh.
We also were gonna have, like, when the
Oh.
game launched, like, gas leaks and stuff. Like, that's why you see those pipes around. We kind of, turned down the extent, but we were gonna have, like, you have to wear a gas mask and stuff during those.
Roblox doesn't
Mm.
like
Mm.
gas.
Yeah, that also is an
Yeah.
issue.
Yeah, they really don't.
But yeah, we have plans for stuff like that. So
All right.
And there
All
might be
right.
some smaller stuff in the future too. You just don't know.
All right. I just want to say I love this game and I love all the work you guys are putting into it. And this community is pretty wild as is, but that's like the good part. So I can't wait to see what else you guys do in the future. So
thanks, man.
Thanks, Max. Appreciate your
Thank you.
it's
questions.
nothing. It's just I'm excited for this game.
Awesome. All right, thanks. Thank you. Um, next on the list, we have Mosp coming up to stage. Go ahead, Mosp, ask your questions.
Will there be any anomalies in the exterior? Like,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
The whole
Like-
outside is one big SCP.
Yep.
oh,
Damn. Right.
uh,
So to expand on that, yeah. So we have probably 4 to 5 different things in mind. Not particularly advanced, but just things you'll see and things you'll encounter or you can go to. Plus, yeah, like the whole outside is an SCP, so you need to follow certain procedures to even go outside, and you'll see that when we release the game, the game update.
okay, thank you.
Is that it?
Yeah,
I think
Okay.
okay. Thanks so much. And I think we'll take one more. We'll take one more audience question, and then I think Maz is gonna, or sorry, Fourth is gonna go through a couple of the questions that he's been receiving in No Mic Chat and DMs. So next we have Biker Bradman. All right, welcome to the stage.
Hey, how's it going?
Okay.
Yeah.
What's going on? What's going on?
Quick question about the medical department update. What type of ranks are you gonna have?
So for that,
Like head doctor, senior doctor, mega
yeah,
doctor, omega doctor, I don't know.
well, it's
Just
going to be
like
probably
similar to
synonymous.
similar to science, but
Yeah.
medical. Just switched over to medical
So
theme.
nurse is probably lower, and you get like scrubs, and then it goes up to like doctor, physician, surgeon, that kind of thing. Probably like a
Yeah.
medical director and whatnot, or like ward director, just
Mhm.
things like that. So pretty basic, and but still, it'll reflect the other ranks too by having like 9
Yeah.
or whatever the
It'll
number
follow
is.
the same 9-rank format, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, quick question about the scientific department. So, like, there's like the testing lab, like the other doors that are in the lab. Will
Mm,
those be available
Yep.
later, or?
Yeah,
yes.
that'll be
Yes.
it'll
It's
be
being
all
worked on,
in the
yeah.
update, yeah.
All right. Thank you guys. This game is so great. Hope you guys have a good day.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye.
Alright, so I'm just gonna snatch the microphone back from Sedona. Sedona, I'm sorry in advance. But one thing before I do start answering questions from both No Mic Chat and my DMs, I'm just gonna go out on a wild limb and say that I would be severely upset to be in a site that has all these SCPs contained, to just go outside and then learn that the outside is also SCP. So there's like no actual
The whole
entrance or
site
exit.
the whole site was originally constructed to contain that SCP, so
Yeah. So
it's just the benefit of containing SCPs inside of it. The SCP itself is
like a
uh,
thaumiel, right?
it's both a Thaumiel and an Apollyon
Yeah.
SCP. And the way it basically destroys anything alive by just like, kind of collapsing it in on itself. It kind of just ceases to exist. So that's the importance of wearing special gear when you go outside, or you're just kind of gonna be like turned into like literal nothingness.
Yeah, eviscerated.
Yeah.
Visceral.
Yeah, no, the whole SCP, the whole site is designed to contain that SCP and prevent it from spreading, because without the site, it would just kind of grow in size until it eventually swallows the whole planet. So,
Ooh, okay, that's
yeah,
interesting.
that's the whole point of the reality anchor. It keeps that SCP from spreading,
Hmm.
and it keeps the people inside the site from also dying. So, but yeah, so if any SCP gets out, they just be obliterated. So it's a great place to contain SCPs.
Reality restructuring event.
Yeah,
It's
there
like
you
two
go.
sites. It's like two sites. If they make it out of the main site, they just die. So
Ooh. Alright, so I'm gonna start pulling from questions from No Mic Chat and my DMs. One good question that was actually asked is, will there be an update where alarms will have a dialogue before the alarm plays? And this is from Yeet Malit Law. Like, they also provide an example, like a voice saying, "Attention, an SCP has reached containment, all non-combative personnel," etc., etc. That kind of dialogue.
maybe they might add some sort of announcement feature where it's just like some things that play every now and then. But I don't
Yeah.
know. I feel like that would get kind of annoying hearing a guy say, "There's a breach reported in your sector. There's a breach reported in your sector. There's a breach reported in your," that would just get kind of annoying.
Yeah, probably like ambient noise.
Yeah, like stuff like, "Who just pinged me? You were told to don't do that."
I'll take care of
Yeah.
that.
Stuff like probably the loading bay has a new shipment or whatever.
Those
Yeah,
kinds
just
of
like
dialogue announcements.
Yeah.
random announcements.
Because like
Okay.
otherwise it'd be annoying. Also, you can't hire any voice actor besides like the guy that did the CB stuff. I mean, we have to look everywhere to find someone that can
I mean,
do
I,
that kind
I
of
can
thing.
do voice acting too, but I need to get a better microphone first.
Yeah.
Your voice inside the game. That'd be something surprising to hear.
My voice was inside the game.
It's
Was.
is it still there or no?
No, it got replaced.
Oh, that's right, yeah. It
What
was
was it?
The
Where?
telephone SCP. I used to
yeah,
be the guy that would answer on the telephone. That was me.
yeah, the guy in the long arms, yeah.
Hmm. Alright. Let's see. Another question we have, and I actually pinpointed this out earlier to myself. Give me 1 second to find it real quick. I believe it was some sort of cooldown. Okay, here we go. So you asked, how would SCP 500 work? Would there be a limited amount of pills per server, or would it refresh over time?
Not pills, because it's a bit,
Yeah, you can't do
iffy.
pills. You can't do
Yeah.
pills.
I was
Yeah.
thinking like a gelatin, because they serve medicine that way in actual hospitals sometimes. So,
Or
uh,
some sort of like paste or something.
yeah, it would be limited, of course. We don't really know as of now it wouldn't probably not be like server based or anything. It'd probably just be like a cooldown or like regenerate over time after it's used.
Maybe make some sort of machine for it that kind of makes it.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know.
like a soda dispenser.
Okay. Gotcha. So, from Prince Gingy, Gingy, that's their Roblox username, they asked, how far do you think the SCP Foundation will evolve with SCPs and features?
How do you answer that question?
I
What am I
guess
supposed to like
Is that
say?
it-
If we're gonna stop developing on the 24th of July on E24? Like I don't know what to say. Yeah,
is that
we have
like the
plans for
wiki or is that like
I'm guessing they're asking like what's in store past the
how we
the
supposed to.
roadmap you guys have
Oh,
planned
okay.
out.
Well, no, that I mean, you can answer that.
I mean, kinda, but I mean, we can't answer beyond what we've already planned.
Yeah. Is the administrator sector in the roadmap?
It is, yes, I think. It should be.
Doesn't look like it. All right. Well,
It's part of the entrance zone overhaul, isn't it?
yeah. I mean, beyond what we have there already, we have the whole administrative sector thing, which isn't super. We have concepts for it, but like, it's going to be coming later, pretty much. And then of course we'll be like rehauling a ton of SCPs over time, adding to the site in different ways.
Current plan is to remake all the shit SCPs and then start adding new ones.
Yeah.
And
All right.
Chrono is the dev who's working on remaking all the shit SCPs.
Gotcha. All right. So I'm actually going to hand the microphone back over to both Sedona and our community members who request to speak. I'll let her go through the list of people who is currently on the request list. So, Sedona, microphone's all back to you.
Okay, well, thanks, Forth. We'll just go through here. We have Lonely Zero joining now. Welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey there. Oh,
And
What's
you're
your-
gone. Okay.
Goodbye.
Oh. Okay, all right. Well, never mind. We're gonna go on to the next one.
Pleasant fellow. He just wanted to pop in and say hi to y'all.
Hello, everyone.
Look, is that on purpose? Like I didn't.
If you here they just got back in. Let's see. We'll invite Lonely Zero back in. Did you have a question? Was it
Click the wrong button.
no problem. Go ahead.
Only thing is I can barely hear you guys because my speaker just went off.
It's recorded. Don't worry. We're worried.
Go ahead and ask your question.
Can't hear us. Can you type in chat?
My only question is, will there ever be an attachment system for some of the guns? Like maybe the M4, maybe you can add a silencer onto it, stuff like that.
Yes, we just answered this question.
Yeah, there'll be attachments.
All right, then
probably.
I'm terribly sorry for wasting your time.
Well, we can expand on it. We could just say like the sights and such, right? There'd
Yeah.
probably just be options for a grip, sight, maybe like laser flashlight,
Yeah,
and then a
basic
barrel.
attachments and a suppressor too.
Yeah.
We
So
already have the suppressor stuff coded into the gun system. It's just no suppressors.
kind of reflect Phantom Forces, I guess, just a little bit.
All right,
Hold
well, thank you for answering the question. I hope you all have a great day, and I'm glad you guys got the game back after the DMCA.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks so much.
Speaking on the the customizations for weapons, would that just be cosmetic, or would that actually affect stats on the guns?
Probably affects stats, I'm guessing.
But mainly just recoil. I mean, you're not gonna be aiming down your new sights, so.
Yeah, or damage reduction for like suppressed ones.
Well, actually, like, suppressed weapons don't actually make guns any less dangerous.
Yeah, but it's a trope.
Game mechanics.
And actually, in fact, suppressors actually help because they drop recoil, and you know, so there's no point in not having a suppressor on your gun, to be honest.
True.
Well, our next question is going to come from Who Blocks 376.
Yo,
All right,
Blocks,
welcome
yeah.
to the stage, Who Blocks.
Hello.
Hi, what's your question?
I have a question. So what about the bigger SCPs like SCP-610 and 682?
682 is not planned, but 610 is something we have planned.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it'll probably be 610 will definitely be in that lower Connex area,
Mm-hmm.
probably across from 076 around that area. Um, I mean, it'll basically be like a coked up version of 008 or 049, I'm guessing, where it'll
Yeah.
like spread, but also like have like tanks and such. Like it'll actually like transform your character in like a certain way.
Yeah, you'll have a couple different options of
Mhm.
monsters you can turn into, and
Yeah.
each will have their benefits. One will be slow and tanky, one will be fast and not tanky, and then you'll probably have some sort of balanced option in between the two.
hmm
But
But
yeah,
what
no,
about like a 610 hive mind?
To like recontain it, like you damage like
I don't know how we would make like a hive mind. I don't
oh,
know.
in the containment chamber we could have, like a central big mass you shoot at and then maybe it goes away. I mean, we have to add certain things. We'll probably like flamethrowers or something for you to like kind of like the current water gun for 457. We'll add like
Okay.
flamethrowers for you to probably subdue them and then recontain it that way.
So what about SCP-1048?
What's that? I don't know what that is.
1048
Yeah, but like
SCP?
like is that the
What
teddy
is
bear
it?
one?
Oh, the teddy bear.
Mm.
Maybe.
First.
I don't
Maybe,
know.
yeah. That's something that comes after the SCP remix, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's all I have to say.
All right, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Also, I
Have a
had
good
one
day.
thing to say about your profile picture.
Uh-huh.
That is the one true 173. Like, holy crap! Look at that. It is cursed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, thank
Okay,
you.
have a good day.
All right,
You too.
You.
Alright, so I'm gonna go back through the list now. I'm gonna invite someone else, and it turns out that Pixley actually has another question that they want to ask, and they actually want to join on stage this time. So, Pixley, you have the
Hello,
mic.
everyone.
Hello there.
Hello.
Just 1 minute, my speaker won't.
Speakers.
So wait one. Yeah, my speaker won't work. So just like.
Okay, next person.
Aw.
Oh,
Okay, well, you know what? If you're having a bit of trouble with your microphone again, don't hesitate to DM me if I get the question in like the next few minutes. So I'll make sure to ask it for you, so that it's not like we have to, or it's not like you have to kind of like struggle trying to get your question out there. Next person I'm gonna go with in line is Fridge the Noob. They are a SSRP donator, so I'm gonna invite them on stage. Hello there.
Well, I
How you
just
doing
I want
today?
the next day update will Chaos get their own like base or something like that.
Yeah, it'll definitely be a lot different from what it is now. Bigger, more stuff to use. I mean, or not to use, but it won't be the small room it is right now with like a one tiny area you spawn in. It'll definitely be expanded some way.
Okay. Will 076 ever get an will just remain a dev thing?
For now, yeah.
now, but it will be public in the future.
Mhm.
Alright, that's all I need to ask.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Well, thank you for asking your question. Next in line is going to be Ernst 2020, or otherwise known as Mr. Feast. So, Mr. Feast, you can come up here and have the mic.
He's muted.
Oh shit, I was not.
You're
Okay.
good, man. You're good.
Yeah, what was my question again? Oh yeah, right. When will like QA testers thing come back in like apps or something? Because I think we all have been waiting for the past like decade or something.
And most of our QA staff is mods, so
All right.
we don't really have a need for more QA staff right now. We have quite a
Right.
few already.
All right.
For now is
Alright.
the key word.
All right. Also, who wants Netron? All right, no. Okay,
All right, thanks,
All
thanks,
right.
Ernest. Bye.
Thank you.
All right. Alright, so next in line we have Randa4431. You guys now have the microphone.
Hello, how y'all doing?
Huh?
Hi, Miranda.
Hey, how's it going?
What?
Your mic sound, girl. Your mic sounds terrible right now. I'm not sure which headphones that you're using, but you might need to switch them up and get back into queue because we can't hear a word that you're saying.
How about now? Can you hear me a little bit?
That's a little bit better. Yeah.
Okay, I was wondering, would y'all ever consider adding 073 Abel's counterpart?
073?
Yeah.
Maybe. Kind of it'd just be a chat bot, so there's probably more important SCPs to add first, so I honestly doubt it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's fine. I was just curious. But
Yeah.
thank y'all for.
Did you say 073?
I'm not sure which SCP-073.
That's Kane.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yep, of course.
I mean,
Yeah.
we could add it as like a gimmick or some sort of.
But yeah, he doesn't really do anything. He just kind of sits still and just, yeah, he doesn't really do much. He's not like dangerous or anything, so he wouldn't really have much of a purpose.
Is he a safe or Euclid?
I mean, if you shoot him,
He's
you would
safe.
be the one getting damaged, you know, because all damage done to him is reflected onto you.
Yeah, we could put it in like lower con 2 or something if we
Just
want
have him
to.
chilling
But
there, someone tries to cap him
As
in
a
the
gimmick,
skull and they
yeah.
end up getting hurt.
It
That'd be
would just
funny.
be a gimmick chatbot SCP. It would be something you would just interact with once and then probably never look at again.
it would be like our current phone one.
Yeah, that phone. Yeah, the phone has no purpose either. It's just a chatbot. It does nothing.
Cool. All right. Thanks, Randa.
Thank y'all.
You're welcome. Alright, so next in line we have Killer Griffin. I'm gonna go ahead and invite them to stage. And you now have a microphone.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello.
Yep.
Yep.
So I was just wondering if you guys have any plans to add more badges to the game.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So the exact things we'll be adding would probably be more like event-based stuff as well, like because the current stuff is all based around achieving these big things like the nuclear or escaping and whatnot. So it'd probably just be more stuff like that, like I don't know, participate in CD ride or something like that. Nothing too specific, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, nothing
Yeah.
like put on SCP-035 for the first time. You know,
Yeah,
nothing
shoot a gun.
Yeah.
Right.
breathe oxygen. You know, like dumb
Yeah.
badges that have no purposes.
Walk.
Play the game for 30 hours straight.
Yeah, okay. Well, that was all I really had to say.
Okay.
Thanks.
No problem.
You're welcome. Thank you for asking your question. So next in line we have Ninja Kiwi. I'm gonna go ahead and let them have the microphone. Then after this question, I'm gonna go back through my private messages, no mic chat, figure out some more questions that the devs, CEO, and COO can answer. So Ninja, you now have the microphone.
So, hello guys. First question is, which teams are planned to be added in the future?
Internal Security Department and Medical are the only two current teams we have planned.
Yeah. So ISD and MD. ISD will basically be like a more advanced IA where they kind of have instead of being like a administrative role, it'd be like a assassin kind of thing. You play a more active role and actually interacting with people around the site.
PK permissions.
Yeah, team killing. And then medical, of course, is just you just use medical stuff. You just heal people.
You'll only be able to team kill people who are marked, though. You're not just gonna be able to run up to a random SD and gun them down. There'll be specific requirements you have to meet first before that will be possible.
Yeah.
So yeah, my second question is gonna be like SCP that are alive gonna be added in Con 1 because the only SCP we have is 999. Are we
Con 1
gonna
is
see like
mainly designed for inanimate SCPs because
Yes.
it's a lower containment area.
But more stuff will probably come to Con 2 with the previous expansion we're talking about, and just replacing what's already missing there. I'm pretty sure some chambers are empty or not full yet. But yeah, Con 1 probably, like you said, will remain empty for now of AI stuff.
Hmm. And another thing, is there gonna be like a defense automatic system, like more improvement? Like the only thing we had is the two turrets in the maintenance and the armory spawn. Is there gonna be like any plans for like automatic defense system?
That's what from, I guess.
Yeah, I don't
Do you mean
really.
like SCPs or players?
I don't know, just like a automatic AA bot, like the
He's
church bot.
Yeah, he's asking about like if you're gonna expand upon like the turret system we currently have, like more things around the facility for like defense.
Only if we add more points of contention or areas that require that kind of thing. Because right now, we don't really have a need for it, like, say, the medical area. I mean, maybe as a way to protect people there that are unarmed normally, but genuinely, it's just gonna probably remain the same.
So yeah, those are my only questions. I thank you very much for making this event. It like really helps a lot of our community, and see you next time, guys.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ninja.
Thank you,
Goodbye.
Ninja. Alright, so next in line we actually have... Oh, Minion wants to come up to the stage, so I'm gonna go ahead and let them come up here, ask their question. Hey there, Minion.
Oh, hello.
Hello, Minion.
Yeah, I'm favorite. Anyway, so for the
You're
upcoming
not a favorite.
die.
I'm
Anyway,
kidding.
so for the ID possibly coming up into the future, how will that work and how will its role differ from IA?
Mel, do you want to?
Yep. Yeah. Basically, instead of like watching people, IA will be able to work with ISD and kind of accomplish the same job together in a way. But basically, if an ISD agent is present in your server, if you cross one of those purple explodey lines in a containment cell, instead of blowing up, the ISD will get some sort of notification on some sort of device that there is a rogue person inside of a cell where they're not supposed to be, and then ISD will be able to go and kill that person. Same with the Connex, they'll be able to kill intruders in Connex. And that's pretty much it. You only be able to kill people if specific requirements have been met.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna be pretty active though, because I see people do cross the lines all the time. So
Yeah, so won't have any shortage of work when they're.
yeah,
But if there's no ISD online, people will just blow up like normal.
Alright, that's cool.
And yeah, ISD will be like around like 800 Robux or something like that, the halfway point between IA and SID.
Alright. Alright, cool. That's all the questions I had. See you later, I guess.
Alright, see you later,
Bye,
Minion.
Minion.
Alright, so I'm gonna go through last round of questions from my DMs and no mic chat. So if you guys kind of want your question to be put out here in the stage spotlight, go ahead and send it to me now. So from How You Doing, they asked if there is going to be a quest system made for site roleplay.
maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, it depends. If enough stuff can be achieved through just like normal gameplay stuff, like with the economy update, like
Yeah.
cleaning or mining.
We kind of, we really, I don't really like the whole appeal of like the overly like arcadey feel some SCP games follow with like their quest systems and all that. You know, like Site 76 is a great example. It's just overburdened by unnecessary mechanics that do it no favors. So the more we can accomplish without adding in like entirely new systems, the better. And quests just kind of seem like I don't really see. Maybe for some quests would maybe make sense, like I don't know, like open 457's cage or something for maybe Chaos Insurgencies can get specific tasks, specific SCPs they need to breach to get rewards or something, but for Class D, you know, we're not going to be adding anything like assassinate this guard or
Yeah,
you know, something like that
yeah.
because it's just
Beat
gonna
someone's
cause
brains out
issues.
in the rim.
Yeah. So
Okay,
maybe
yeah.
if we find an actual need for it and there's something we add that makes sense for its inclusion, then sure. But as it currently stands, none of our planned ideas have any need of any sort of quest system.
Your local kingpin has requested you to bludgeon this SDA to death.
Yes. You should do that anyway, actually. You don't need
I
money
mean,
for that.
that just happens to RP. You'll have someone say, "Hey, let's kill this dude," and they'll just go murk him.
Yep. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Next question.
Right. So I'm probably gonna butcher this name so bad, so I'm sorry if I do. Ipazu, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Ipazu.
Is it the one that's just like somebody slammed on their keyboard?
No, no.
Oh.
Senior staff.
Upesu.
Thank you, Mel. They asked if there's going to be a server player increase for when the medical department and the internal security department update releases.
Never.
There'll be a what? A video?
No, a server player increase.
Yeah, no.
Oh.
I think Banana
No.
can probably explain why, but
Well, there are issues with performance. When we increase the players, our scripts will have to process more players, more requests, and it would lag the game, increase ping, and maybe crash some servers even more than.
The game is already pretty unstable, so any
Yeah.
more. It would
50
just
players is pretty
50 players
nice.
is more than enough, yeah.
Yeah, it's already quite big.
Especially with how small our site is, 50 players is a lot.
I think the
There are
current
games that are quadruple our size that have the same amount of players, so.
I think the current server size is quite the best, if you agree.
Yeah, it's a good
Our
balance.
original server size was 40.
Yeah,
That's
so it's
what
actually
we
gone
have
up,
today.
which
So it has
is
gone up.
yeah.
But that's because the site has increased in size since then. Like there's a lot of things that we have. The whole game. If you put the two games side by side from at launch day to now, you wouldn't even be able to consider them the same game.
Yeah.
Everything was different. Everything. The only thing that hasn't changed is Con 1's design. And that's
Yeah.
it.
Also the entrance area, like right that one tiny area you go to either maintenance or the entrance zone. That one tiny like room you're in, like by the tram. That is the first thing like ever built in this game, and it has not been edited at all. It stayed the same the whole time.
It used to be our menu screen image was that door.
Yeah.
You know, everything was different. The GUIs were different. ConX didn't exist. Nuke didn't exist. 096
was
and 106 didn't exist. CDC was completely different. The SCPs were garbage.
Yeah.
The gun system
FYI,
was trash. It was just so much worse.
even though the design of the hallways is the same, by the way, they're all different though. Like it was all optimized and everything was replaced.
We revamped everything and cleaned it up.
Awesome,
So everything
alright.
has been changed at some point. In some way or another.
Gotcha,
Okay, next
gotcha.
question.
All right, well, thank you for that answer. Let's see. Jacko asked if SID or above will ever get some sort of tablet device where they can view the cameras or open and or close certain doors.
IA is gonna get a camera tablet, but only them.
Yeah, we might expand it at some point, but it depends. Because once you add that kind of stuff, the control room loses all purpose. So, yeah, we have to really consider it.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha, gotcha. All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and head back on to the list of people that want to speak. So from the list, I'm gonna go ahead and invite Anik Bossman to speak, if they will. Go ahead. I'm sorry, what?
Didn't they already ask a question though? Don't we have people who have?
Hello?
Yeah,
I
I'm
think they had a
sorry.
mic issue before. Is that the
but
issue?
didn't they do a DM question earlier when we first started?
I don't think I ever.
Can,
Actually, yeah,
can
they
you all
did. I'm
hear?
sorry.
Can you all
It's
hear me?
fine. Yeah, it's fine. Just ask your question.
Hello?
Hi, we
We
can hear you.
So first, congrats on the 3K players.
Yay.
Thank you.
And I have a question that I couldn't get answered because my mic broke. So the question was, would you do like events like you did for April Fools, like for Halloween or other things like winter, like holidays, like these things?
Like sales?
Like
Or just
Like the April Fool's update. Like, will there be
Yeah.
other events that are special?
Yeah.
April Fool's is really the only event where we significantly change any portion of game.
Yeah, but
Christmas and Halloween and stuff, you just kind of get like a cool hat, and that's it.
yeah, well, we might add more stuff in the future depending
Yeah,
on.
maybe put up a Christmas tree in the CDC
We
or
were.
something.
I was
but-
thinking about doing a big thing for our 2-year anniversary. I think.
So I have another question. So the O5 SMG gun, does the suppressor really work?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's not as you can't hear it as far away as you could a normal gun.
Because I got a shot from it and I could hear it from a long distance.
Well, you got to realize suppressors don't make your gun quiet. A suppressed gun is still loud enough to blow out your eardrum if you shoot it next to your head. It's just
Yeah, he was
it
pretty.
decreases the vibrations and the echoing and stuff. If you look up suppressed guns on YouTube, they're still plenty loud. Like, yeah, there is no such thing as covert suppressed operations. You're gonna hear a suppressed gun from a couple 100 meters away.
It's a lot quieter though.
It is a
It
lot
is.
quieter. You're not gonna hear it nearly as far, but you're still gonna hear it.
Yeah. Thank you for answering my questions.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
No problem.
Yeah, there's a reason why it's called a suppressor and not a silencer, because there's no such thing as that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, next in line, I'm gonna go ahead and let them come up to the stage. Kind of a bit of a random letter name here, but I'm pretty sure once they accept the invite, then you'll see the username.
This is the one that hit on a keyboard. There we go.
Yeah. Hello there.
Nice.
Hi, I have a question. And there's this one guy that's actually been asking it a lot. Will backrooms ever be added?
Why not? Why not? I mean, I think Mel already has.
We did have plans to add some sort of way to get to the back rooms as an Easter egg at some point.
Get banned for exploiting, you'll be there
But
instantly.
if we ever add that, you're not going to know about it. It would be something secret we add in without telling anybody. So
Probably, maybe, but you won't know about it.
yeah, you'll have to figure it out on your own if it does get added.
You know, there are a lot of exploiters in that game that actually just fly around.
In the back rooms?
No, in the game itself.
We have anti-fly exploit, so.
So if they fly, they get
There's only like 1% of people make it through that, so.
And even then, the mod team tends to track them down.
Trust me, if we didn't have our anti-exploit on right now, you don't even want to know the amount of people that get banned by it daily.
Yeah. I mean, back before it was
The
even
number of
updated,
people
it
who
was
try to
just
fly.
wild. Like
Yeah,
I saw,
seriously.
there were so many funky exploits back then. You had someone who could see everything. Someone would chat, 'cause it popped above their head. They phased through the floor, got shot to death by an SD, and rage quit. You know, just that general tomfoolery.
We have one of the best anti-exploits in SCP. I can guarantee you that. So the amount of exploiters who are going to counter our game is going to be significantly lower than pretty much every other game.
Yeah, if you meet an exploiter, don't hesitate to make a ticket and our moderators will deal with it.
It's mostly just no clipping that people can do still. It's really it.
Yeah, and so if you love our game, do not exploit, including private servers. You'll never be able to come back. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless
Only 1% escape that fate.
Unless I'm in a good mood and take your ban away, but that's it.
So, I think I've seen this before, but in the game, I've seen people like from 051 to 13, right? But in the lore it said that 051 is actually like the head of 05s or something.
Off, we don't follow lore. Just want to make that clear. There is no such thing as lore in SCP. It's all open source. There is no canon.
Yeah, me and
everything that
admin.
is written on the site is all written by people just like you. So there is no concrete lore. We kind of do whatever we want. But the
Yeah.
05 ranking system is more so just for cosmetic purposes. So people can like rank up and see that something's changing, you know? But in actuality, all the 05s actually have the same amount of authority. 0513 doesn't have any more authority than 057. It's just that for the game purposes, we have to, you know, so that you can just see that you're actually like accomplishing something, you know.
Okay. Also, why not add 682?
Because it's big and stupid. And
Yeah,
it
it's
makes
just
no
hard
sense
to
in our
do.
site. How it just doesn't make sense in our site. Where is it gonna go?
Yeah, it's good.
It's not gonna fit anywhere, so it's not gonna be any fun to interact with because it's not getting into Con 2. It's not getting into Con X.
Also, it's gonna if we did that, it would be so far away from the site that it would almost be like
It would be
meaningless.
pointless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
In order to
682, in the very small chance it ever gets added, it'll be some sort of boss event you fight outside, but that would be
Yeah,
it.
probably.
In order to keep with time and to make sure that we can get to as many of the 20 people who want to ask a question,
Yeah, we
we're
have
going
to
to move
segregate
on
the
to the
questions
next one.
bigger.
All right.
Yeah,
All right.
that's
Thank
what
you.
I have to do. Thanks.
All right. Bye.
We'll have to speed run now.
We're going to go
Yep.
through. Everyone, please limit it to one question. If you are in the queue, we're going to start bringing people up to stage. Just, yeah, most important question. And yeah, fourth, all yours.
Alright, yeah, thanks, Sedona. I was trying to figure out when to say that, but I'm gonna go ahead and add the next person in line, so we go ahead and get this queue out the way. Bacon Lover 098768. You're free to talk.
Bacon
Okay, move
Lover
on.
left the
Yeah.
game. All right. Sorry,
Yeah,
Bacon. We'll see you
All right.
later.
Thank you for your great question. We will definitely consider that.
I approve.
Right.
We
Okay,
will be
so
adding
let's.
that.
Yeah, if you've requested to speak, please make sure you're ready to talk. Don't waste our time, please.
Yeah, thank you. So let's see, Jim Bob No 2, you've been invited. By the way, if you kind of don't like accept the invite within a certain amount of time, we are just gonna go on to the next person. But Jim, you have the mic.
Yeah, I do. Hello, how are you?
We're good, Jill.
Hello.
Yeah, so I did have like 3 questions, but you said you can only ask one. So my one question is, are you going to ever think about adding any recontainment processes for 017, as it's a bit of a pain?
Yeah, he'll be recontained with some sort of light gun.
Yeah, we'll definitely add something that makes
Yeah,
it more like
like a high powered flashlight of some sort.
yeah, it'll be like 457, but different.
Yeah.
Again, 017 is planned to have a revamp in the future.
And then his containment it'll work similar to how 106's flash floodlight system works. His box will be like a big bright room filled with lights and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can I ask one more or not?
It's
Yeah,
quick.
It's quick.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so as the map's gonna get bigger, as you said, are you gonna ever think about adding multiple spawn points?
Oh.
Maybe.
I mean, yeah, maybe. It depends.
We might switch around the kind of the administrative spawn points maybe a bit. But I mean the armory, I don't know, maybe a second armory would be added, but the way everything is positioned is critical for game balance.
Yeah, right now
If you add in another spawn point, there's just so many other things you have to consider. Because you have to like think about how quick it takes people to get from their spawn to like where they died. So if let's say we added an armory in Con 2 and a chaos was killing people in Con 2, now they have people spawning right on top of their head, and that's no fun.
Yeah.
So when we make changes like that, a lot of people like don't think about this. Like 95% of people don't consider like the extra things you have to consider when when people like suggest 682. Like people just blindly throw that out there without thinking about it. Like if you just sit down for like 5 seconds and think about it, it literally it's dumb, right?
Yeah, we got pillars in Con 2.
So yeah, no, you have to think about the grander picture when you add stuff in, and that's why we have to be very picky.
Yeah, alright, thank you. And I
All right,
appreciate
thank
all the work
you.
you've done. See you
Thanks,
later.
Jim.
Thank you. Okay, so next in line we have Diamond Hunter 123. I've got one here send you the invite.
Sorry for the background. Are 4 short, or is it too much?
Try that again. Ask the question again, buddy.
Just go ahead and ask.
Sorry, I have noise suppression. Are 4 short questions enough, or is it too much?
I feel like 2 of them.
Okay. So my favorite question is, when the nuke launches, will the D-class get weapons and attack the nuke shelter?
Like, will they get like Like a CD riot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just attacking the nuke shelter only.
I mean, yeah. So we are trying to reconsider what Class D are doing during nukes, because right now it really is just sitting there waiting to die. I don't know if we'll have it be so they can wreak more chaos when it's all going on, but we are trying to think of something for them to do while like the nuke is going on. So maybe it might be like that. Um, yeah, it just depends.
Okay, so second question is 076 a boss fight?
Yeah, right now, technically.
Kinda, I
Yeah,
guess.
right now you could say it is 'cause it's like if it was
It's not.
76.
It's really just another SCP. It just happens that 076 is a very powerful SCP.
Well,
So.
yeah. Also, right now we give him like insane amount of HP every time a dev plays it. So, but eventually it will just only be like another SCP.
076 can get melted though. It's not all powerful. So.
Yeah.
It has a sword, so a lot of people forget that and try to rush me when I'm playing. Like they run towards you, and it's like I have a giant fucking sword. Why are you running at me? You have a gun.
Yep.
But a lot of people don't understand. It all depends on the people who are playing in your server. Like some servers, when I'm playing 076, I could survive for hours without even trying. But some servers, the players are really good and actually know what they're doing, and I die a lot quicker than I normally would. But a lot of people forget that when I am playing 076, I try to die on purpose. If I wanted to play like a scrub and like really fuck with people, I could easily sit in Con 2 and never die ever because 076 has health regeneration right now. So he can regenerate up to a third of his max HP if he gets low. So if I wanted to, I could literally just sit there and camp forever. But I'm not a piece of shit. So I run out in the open on purpose to get shot because
Yeah.
I'm not an asshole, but when it becomes public, that's where the issues start because people play to win. So people are gonna play like
Yeah.
idiots.
We'll balance it though. We're not.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks, Dima, for your question. For everyone else who's going to be coming up on stage, we are going to restrict to one question at this point. So make sure you, out of all your questions, you choose the one you want to ask the most. And fourth, you can go ahead and choose the next person to come up.
Alright, next person I have in line is Swirple. I'm went ahead and sent him an invite, and again, if you don't accept the invite, when if you... Oh, well, never mind, there we go. You have the mic.
Yes, I do. Well, my question is, will any weapons get buffed or nerfed?
There's no plans to buff or nerf anything at this time, though.
Yeah, it kind of depends how we change the game mechanics. I mean, the only thing I could consider maybe changing things for would be MD for some reason. Um, but yeah, right now, probably not changing much. Like unless one thing like really stands out as being overpowered or used a lot, then maybe we'll nerf it. But yeah, since everything's sort of on the same level right now, to an extent, um, yeah, it's probably fine as things are.
No, okay, that was my question. Thank you
All
for your
right.
time.
No problem.
Thank you.
Thank you. Alright, so next in line, I actually have the Red Panda Cat 209. They are a staff member in training, so I'm going to go ahead and let them come up to the stage, ask their question, and then keep on going with the line.
Hi, Panda.
Hey, this is kind of a stupid question, but I was wondering, in the cafeteria, the little robot that's sitting on a chair, is
Yeah.
that a General Beep, like the SCP? I think it's 958?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay. I was just
Nice.
wondering.
Yeah, it
Nice
was gonna
observation.
be. Yeah, we were gonna give it something to do, like maybe dialogue or something. We never got around to it. But yeah, we should probably add dialogue that says like "I'm gonna kill you" or something. So yeah, it is what that is though.
Alright, thank you. Bye.
Thanks, Panda. Bye.
Thank you. Alright, so let's see, next in line we have Rainbow Guy 123. They've been invited to speak, so once they get on, they have the mic.
Yeah, what's up? Do you guys hear me?
Yep.
Loud and clear.
Alright, my question is, will Rapid Response Team get like their own gun, like for real? For example, Chaos Insurgency gets AK, so will they get like, I don't know, for example, past 12 or something.
Did they already get the scar, or is that not?
Yeah, the scar.
Or
I think.
doesn't New 7 get it as well?
Yeah, one MTF unit gets the scar and RRT.
I mean, so since we're adding the arsenal and
The
whatnot,
Chaos are the only team to get a unique weapon though.
yeah. But well, since we're adding the gun customization,
Yeah, you'll have
we
the
will-
option to pick a couple new guns if you want.
yeah, we'll probably add that in.
Yeah, I've already got a list of guns I want to add in. Nothing extreme, just more automatics and some semi-auto rifles and some SMGs. But we're not going to be adding anything like snipers or miniguns or anything like that.
All right, can I ask one more question real quick?
Yeah, hurry.
Yeah.
All right, is there gonna be like one huge SCP, something like, I don't know, 682 or something?
No.
That question's already been asked a couple
If
times
anything,
here.
it would be 610. So,
Oh,
but yeah.
oh okay, sorry. Okay,
No
so
worries.
that's all.
No, you're fine.
Thank you. Thanks,
Okay,
buddy.
now we're doing only one question. Yeah, 100%.
For real, this is the third time.
All
Yeah. Now we're
Yeah.
doing it.
All right. Next in line, we have IMBO7. I believe they came up here on the stage earlier. They had mic issues. I don't remember if it was them or not, but they're up on stage. They have the mic.
Hello, I have a question. So, how do you guys do the staff apps?
We open them and then we read them and then we pick staff.
Yeah, it's basically up to whoever does, like in profiling, it's based on like, I don't know if we do past experience a lot, probably not, but probably mainly how you present yourself and how much you put into it. Because more effort is obviously going to be more consideration. So if you just do a couple sentences or not give too much detail, I mean, it's not really unique or standing out or even up for consideration when you see some of the other stuff people submit. So
Yeah. In the end,
Yeah.
staff is all up to me. It's my department.
Yeah, Mel will open up applications when we need more staff. After applications come through, the HR department goes through those and removes everyone who didn't meet basic requirements, and that means they failed to follow rules, which is, by the way, that's usually a lot of people.
Shockingly
lot of
large
people.
amount of people do not meet
That-
the basic rules, and it's so sad.
It's really sad because they can have a good application, but if you don't meet and follow directions, then your application's going to be scrapped. So we bring it down, and then Mel chooses. Mel goes through and chooses his staff from
Usually
there.
usually about half of the apps get deleted immediately because of rule violations. So, and then we usually siphon them down to about. It all depends on how many staff we're hiring, but we'll usually bring it down to about triple the amount of staff we're hiring, and then we'll pick from that group of people.
Okay.
Great.
All right,
Thanks,
well,
Doug.
thank you so much. All right, so next in line we have RetroGamer_05. They've been invited to speak, so here they are.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hello.
Thank you. So I had a question about the whole construction thing. So I heard there are new departments planned, like medical, but I was like, can we get something like engineering and technical, so other departments don't need to handle, like wall patches and that stuff and generators, maybe?
We have already decided we're not adding engineering.
yeah, the
Okay.
main reason being because it would disrupt things more than add to the game. Since a lot of the game mechanics rely on people being able to respond quickly to like stopping, chaos from getting in. And it just so happens that combatants are obviously more often around the areas where those things need to be attended to.
Yeah.
And having a whole team for engineering might seem good on paper, but you don't actually get much out of, doing these menial things, even though your role would be super important. So it's just not like feasible to have
Yeah.
people doing
if
busy
it,
work.
if it wanted to be balanced, the team size would have to be limited. So let's say there was only 4 people allowed to be engineers at any given moment. Imagine all 4 of those people are 7-year-old children who don't know what they're doing. And now you can't get anything done because they're too dumb to do their jobs.
Yeah,
And now
they have
you have
to-
like server and chaos. It's just better if everybody can do it because you're not adding a fluff team. So you're not taking people away from combative departments that actually matter. And 2, it ensures that everything can get done because it's not limited to a select group of people that could just go AFK or you know, like
Be dumb.
so
I
many
would-
things could go wrong, you
yeah.
know.
If we
It
were to
never,
have,
like, if you
understandable.
look at games that have engineering, it's usually just not fun at all. Like I don't think I've ever seen a
Yeah.
single SCP game that has a fun engineering department. It's not possible.
Mm,
Yeah, and we want to keep the amount
Okay.
of teams limited too, especially since we're adding MD and ISD. That's already 2 more teams that will have players spread.
yeah,
So
one of
any
which
more
is
than
free.
that,
Yeah.
yeah, and any more than that is no.
Yeah, true. Okay, I have one small question and then I'm
No,
already
We are
done
keeping
again.
it to
One question.
we
Oh,
are
okay,
keeping it
sorry,
to
okay.
no, it's okay, but thanks.
No, you're
We're
Fine.
keeping it.
Yeah.
We have a big list here of people who still been
Okay,
waiting for
sure.
a while.
Thanks
All
for
right,
letting me
thanks.
join.
Yep, no
Of
problem.
course, bye.
All right, and just to let you guys know, just to kind of keep this process going a bit faster, don't start off with saying I have a question. Just go ahead and go straight into your question. It really does keep the process moving a bit faster. So with that said, next person in line is Pugs Make Lego. So I just invited them to the stage. Once they join, go ahead and state your question.
Hey, Pugs, are you able to hear us? Oh,
Okay, no, move on.
I think you turned off your
Yeah.
microphone.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna go ahead
Pugs,
and
be
go to
happy to
next.
get back into queue. Okay, get back into queue. If we're able to get back to you, that'll be great. But we'll go on to the next person now.
All right, next person we have is Killer Warrior Pro. Just invited him to stage. Hello there.
Hello.
Hello.
So are you going to be adding like aiming down the gun sights, like in first person for the guns?
No, not planned at the
Yeah,
moment.
this was asked. Yeah, this was answered earlier, but they are not planned. So,
Alright.
all right, thank
Oh,
you.
sorry about that, but thank you. All right, next person in line we have. Let's see, I don't know how to pronounce her name. Retri.
Retri.
I don't. Yeah, I guess so. That works.
Sorry, my question is there gonna be any sort of class D equipment? Basically, if you're gonna go on testing some class Ds, like let's say 8.6 or some shit like that, sorry. Will you ever be like putting on a camera on the head so you can see a perspective or something like that?
Yeah,
No?
we're gonna be adding a body camera for 087.
Okay, yeah.
We
That was
wanted to
my
have that
question.
in when we first released it, but it was gonna take too much time. So
That was my only question.
okay.
All right. Well, thank you so much for asking your question. You take care. Next in line we have the Military Man 753.
Okay, so I was wondering if there's gonna be any like med kits or stims added to the CI because you always have such a long way to go and you're often facing really hard odds against the facility.
When we add medical CI, I'll probably get some sort of medical unit.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Not a problem. Thank you for asking your question. Next in line we have Meme Lord 4919. They've been invited and now they should have permission to speak.
Just asking if you guys ever, or like will ever add a private server system in the game, kind of like ERLC.
Or what?
Like a serious roleplay system?
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't really think so though.
Um,
A game's not built for serious roleplay. It doesn't
If-
have any of the features.
Well, if we ever were to, it would be probably a private server kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are
Which we-
groups right now that get together and they'll go into a private server to do serious roleplay.
We used to have a serious roleplay like division managed by staff, but it never works out because people say they want it. People always be like, "We want serious roleplay. We want serious roleplay." Then you finally add the systems for it, and then nobody gives a shit anymore after playing the serious roleplay for a week because serious roleplay is boring and it's not fun. It's the reason why no serious roleplay games on Roblox have any players anymore. It's because they're not enjoyable.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. So next in line we have.
We have 300 more players in SCP roleplay right now.
Oh, for real?
Oh my god, we're winning, guys. Oh, ho, ho.
Woohoo! I'm sorry. All right. So next in line we have White R underscore Scientist. Let's see. Hello there.
So, yeah, hi. Thanks for inviting me. So, I have a question about if the SCP-079 will be added.
Maybe. It's not planned, but maybe.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we actually had a sort of a concept for it at some point, I believe.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Yeah, well, if it were to be added, it would probably be somewhat significant, um, in, like, affecting generators and whatnot. Um, but yeah, there's no plan right now, but again, in the future, maybe.
Okay. Next question.
All right. Well, thank you for asking your question. Next in line, we have Alex Mecklenburg. They've been invited to speak. Give it a moment here. Hello.
Evening. I have a question about arrest systems. Are they going to be changed or any plans to be changed?
About what
The
system?
what?
Arresting, like, for
Oh.
instance,
Oh,
removing
yeah.
people from chambers, like Class Ds or guards that are not wanted.
I
I mean,
mean,
you have the detain tool for 05. You can use to pull
yeah.
people out if you want.
I
But if
personally
O5 are not,
would like
guys,
to like revise what we currently have because obviously there's some abuse and things that can go wrong at any moment because of the way things are set up. But it's just really hard to account for everything.
I mean, abuse is unavoidable. There's nothing you can do.
Well, yeah.
Either
But
like
since there's so
detain
much things
tool.
you have to consider, though, it's hard to change it. But I would personally like to make some sort of effort to concentrate on redoing some of those systems.
all right. Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a problem, man. All right. So next in line, we have Naruto Master 751. Give him a moment to join the stage.
So I have a question. Will any SCP-001s be added? Like when day breaks or the Gate Guardian?
I mean, not
Maybe some of
really.
the simpler ones, like the factory one, but how are you gonna put Gate Guardian in the game? It doesn't make sense. It
Yeah.
lives in the middle of the desert. It can't
He's
move.
too big. He is
And it's
huge.
not like you're moving it. It lives in the middle of the desert. Like you're not just gonna pick it up and move it to the middle of the Canadian Arctic. And when day breaks, it doesn't. No, it doesn't make sense either because you spend all your time inside.
Yeah, we might leave it up to be like a unanimous or what is it, ambiguous sort of thing.
And the way the SCP outside works, day when day breaks wouldn't even work either because no living entities would be able to enter the bubble.
Yeah, it would be destroyed. Huh?
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. So next in line, we have MDHGCJFH. I have invited them to speak, so let's just give them a quick second here. Alright, considering they just kind of left out randomly, I'm going to go ahead and go to the next person in line, which is H2O's Noah.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello
Hi.
there.
Okay. Kind of a stupid question. I just realized this about other games. So obviously, when you go into 049, there's a chance that he could get raged at you because you have the pestilence. Would there, in the future, be a way to realize if you have the pestilence or not?
Well, at the current moment, the way 049 works is he gets hostile when someone attacks him. And then he enters a hostile state. That's the only trigger for his hostility at the moment. That they don't have any sort of pestilence system in game.
Okay.
But I don't know,
Thank you.
maybe we can add that. But it would have to be a random value applied to a player when they join the game. And it would be a bit difficult because then players who have the pestilence would just be KOS, and then they would be interacting with 049, and then all of a sudden you have a breach, and then chances are they're going to be a new player who has no idea what they're doing. And then it's just going to cause issues if there's hidden mechanics that you can't really, like, know about.
Yeah, maybe you could screen in like medical or something, but it's a big process that isn't really necessary.
And nobody even knows how 049's pestilence works, so...
Yeah. Okay. Is there time for a quick question or no?
Just limit it to one question now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
Yep.
Not a problem. Alright, next in line, we have Clasher2144. They've just been invited to speak.
Will there be a way for Class D to find a keycard?
No, we don't have key cards.
Well, yeah, well, not find key card, but maybe like steal access somehow. In the future, maybe like yeah, jailbreak. I mean, it's generic, but I mean, what else are you gonna do? Like you walk up behind a guy and hold F for like 5 seconds, and then you can open a door. So you might have that at some point, but yeah, I really want to move away from the one-time door open Game Pass or dev product stuff because they don't make us any money and they're just sort of like pay to win kind of things. So yeah, we might add that in the future.
Maybe some sort of data terminal you can use to upgrade your biochip or something with more access.
Maybe.
Because the way it works is all of your access is controlled by the brain chip in your head that also explodes when you die, when you cross a purple line. Because I mean, it's funny though. We have keycard scanners on the door, but we don't have keycards.
Yeah, I mean, originally the idea was just like you don't see the key cards, but someone said that at some point, and I was like, all right, I guess we'll go with that now.
All right. So considering that has been answered, I'm gonna go ahead and move you back to the audience. Next in line, we have John D. So they have been given permission to come up to the stage. Hello there. All right. Considering we didn't hear anything from you. If you have a question again, just come back onto this. Oh well, never mind. You can't spin disabled, but
if you don't start speaking the moment you join, you're getting booted.
Yeah, pretty much that. Next in line we have John to SL_no.
So in the Class D containment cafeteria, there's a radio that plays a piece of music. And I'm wondering if there's a way for me to find that piece of music on something like Spotify or YouTube.
Does it still play the Can?
I think it does.
Yeah, just look up Can on YouTube. It's an old song from like a couple hundred years ago.
Yeah, it's free use. That's why it's there. Because originally you could play any audio you wanted, but then Roblox did their whole update.
Yeah, it used to be an audio requester thing. You'd put in an ID and it would start playing the song. But Roblox kind of removed that feature, so you can't do that anymore.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome. All right, we got a few more people left here in line. Bacon Lover 098768. I know you already asked a question, but just try to keep this one a short sample.
Will you ever add a lower Connex checkpoint to strictly for level 4 so you don't get temporary authorization?
That already exists. It's called the Connex checkpoint.
Yeah, but like for lower Connex.
I think they have the same permissions, don't they?
Yeah, it's the exact same in lower Connex as upper Connex. There's no different permissions.
Yeah, anyone that like blocks you from going in because it's lower, not upper, it's just making up nonsense. Because I mean, I'm pretty sure both areas have the same clearance requirements. So
yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome. All right, and we have one more person in line. That is going to be again Ernest 2020. One last question. Just keep this one short, simple, and after that, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, alright, what's up again? Alright, I don't know if this question already has been answered, but has it ever been considered adding in-game money and maybe like a black market to buy guns or key cards if they get added?
Economy update is already planned, yes.
Yeah, and we'll add a bunch of stuff for that. So it'll be tied in with like basically everything. So
yeah, alright.
All right, well, thank you for that final question, and that actually pretty much wraps up this whole Q&A session with the executive. So, CDO, COO, CEO, if any of you three have a final statement you guys want to throw out there in the general public, now's your time to do so.
I don't know. I guess we could just say that have to thank all of you, everyone in the audience and everyone not in the audience, for just being here and supporting us and continuing to play our game and stick with us, especially after the whole DMCA meltdown. And just being patient with all our updates and
Some people.
giving positive feedback and negative feedback where it's appreciated. I just gotta say it's awesome to run this game and own this community and work with these great people. So yeah.
I talk to you guys all the time, so I don't got nothing to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was great. It was a great from Whisk to say that.
Oh, thank you.
I will agree. Those words are actually really great. So myself, I would like to say thank you to you, Sedona, for helping me kind of manage this event because, like I said at the beginning, this was the very first stage event that SSRP has ever done. A bit of a hassle trying to get everything collected together.
The second stage event. We did one before. It was just a failure because it didn't work for the intended use.
But this was a success.
The first event was
Okay.
actually me and Vis trying to do a dev stream. You
Yeah.
can't stream your screen in a stage because fucking Discord has autism. And I don't know why
Yeah.
they don't let you do that. It makes no sense.
It really
Because it
doesn't
could
make
be a
sense.
perfect place to do a stream is in a stage.
Yeah,
Literally the perfect place to do a dev stream, but we
It would
can't.
be cool if we could have also shown like screenshots and stuff while talking.
Yeah. You can
Yeah.
literally only talk in here, and that's kind of lame. I don't know why they don't have the option to stream.
Well, a big thank you, Fourth, for hosting this event. I think we had a lot of community members join and a lot of questions answered. So really appreciate you getting this put together. And thanks again, to Banan, Mel, and Vis for staying on for this long. I think we said 2 hours of the time limit. We're giving everyone a little bit of time back, which is great. All of you guys, the devs, some time back.
Yes. Yeah,
Um,
good
Go
job
ahead.
organizing and spending time on this. It's really great. So
Yeah, and for the community members, if you have ideas or requests as far as future stage events, definitely let one of the PA members know. We'll be hosting more of these in the future.
Especially considering that this one was a major success. I will say that. So pretty much again,
It won't be frequent though, because I already answer a shit ton of questions as it is in general throughout the day.
yeah. But pretty much again, thank you for everyone coming out here. CDO, CEO, CL, thank you guys for clearing your schedule, trying to make time to come out here. But yeah, we really didn't expect you to come out here, but you did, so thank you for that as well. And again, like I said, this event was recorded, so give the PA department a little bit of time to try to get everything finalized, and soon enough, maybe within the next 2 or 3 days, you guys will have a public recording of the event available for you guys to rewatch, replay, etc., etc. So, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and conclude this here. Again, thank you so much for everyone coming out, and I will talk to you guys later.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.